Okay, so but last time we have just started about combining different tables together. Okay, and one method we have studied about the concatenation, which just glues the tables together, either horizontally or vertically. That we have studied with the help of concatenation. Now, different kind of operation is there known as joining. Understand, that was just gluing. Now our intention is to join the tables. And what is the use case I just explained you? When you are working as a data scientist or a data analyst or a machine learning engineer, then it may be possible that you have different locations of your offices, right? And every office is meaning its own set of data. Every office is maintaining its own set of data, right? And suppose you are the alone data analyst for the 10 offices, and you may receive data from 10 different offices. Means everyone will be giving their own data set, right? Every different. At the end, you have to make some conclusion based on the entire 10 data sets. For that purpose, sometimes you have to join your data sets. Okay, and that is the main task that we are trying to discuss. So concatenation we have already covered, just gluing the tables together either horizontally or vertically, that we have seen that. Now another operation is known as joining. Now, how do we join? For that, we have a function in pandas known as pd.merge. Understand, pd.merge function is there. I'm repeating once again. The function is pd, means it's pandas. That's why it's known as, means merge function. Basically, it's nothing but this pd.merge. Call it, basically, we can call it as merge function only, because pd is an alias. Pd is just an alias. So before using that, let me import my pandas as pd, because it has been executed yesterday. Import pandas as pd. Perfect. We have taken these two data frames yesterday. So same two I'm taking. One is known as registrations, which has two columns, registration ID and name, and another data frame, logins, which has again two IDs, login ID and name. And I'll give an example. Suppose I'm trying to host a conference after 1 month, but I open the registrations today itself. I opened the registrations today itself. Okay. And what happened? You people came and start registering yourself. The moment you enter, you have been assigned a registration ID and your name has been entered like this. Okay. Very much like this. Andrew came first of all, so new registration ID has been assigned to some Bobo came, a new registration ID assigned. Claire came, a new registration ID assigned. David came, a new registration ID assigned. Fine, perfectly fine. They did that. But what happened when the actual event come? When the actual event come, few of the persons who registered 1 month ago could not turn up in the event. And in fact, new people came there who didn't register earlier. Okay. So boss decided, let me keep a check on who actually registered and came here. And let me keep a check on who are coming without registration. So they maintain a different table. They maintain a different table of all the people who are coming there and registering them. So they gave an ID, login ID 1. First time they came, gave them an ID, Xavier. Second, Andrew. Third, Yolando. Fourth, Bob. Okay. Now we want to combine these tables. And now we want to combine these tables. And here it comes the role of merge function. Here comes the role of merge functions. And what they do, they combine your data frames. I repeat once again, they combine your data frames based on key columns. You will certainly tell them what is your key column. Okay, I'm repeating once again. They will combine. Please, somebody is unmuted. Please mute yourself. Thanks. Okay. So what will they do? They will combine both data frames based on a key column. I'll tell you what should be the property of the key column. Understand? So what will happen? Suppose I have two tables. Let me just annotate. I have two tables. This is table 1. Okay. It has certain columns. Okay. And this is table 2. It has also certain columns. Okay. Let us take a simple use case. So what should happen? Suppose this column name is C1, C2, C3. And suppose for now, there is one more column here known as C3. Understand? It is not mandatory that it should be C3. And these columns are known as, suppose, say, X1 and X2. Okay. So at the beginning stage, we are trying to combine these tables. One is having column C1, C2, C3. Other one is having columns X1, X2, and C. I'm giving the one column the same name. I'm right now. Later on, we will change them. Okay. So what we want to specify, when we want to join these tables using merge function, I have to tell them, tell me according to which column you want to join them. Means what is the key of joining them? What is the key of joining these tables? Is how can I join them? I cannot join them randomly, right? There should be some link between them. There should be some link between them. So you have to search a key column in this table and a key column in this table. You have to search a key column which should be linked with the key, one other column in this different table. Okay. And what is the property of the key column? First, they should convey same meaning. They should convey same meaning. Okay. They should convey exactly same meaning. Second important requirement is they should have unique entries in each row. They should have unique entries in each row. Name can be different, doesn't matter. For now, I'm taking the name to be same. For now, I'm taking the name to be same, but name can be different. So what you have to do, you have to search a key column in your table 1 and a key column in the table 2. How can you search? First, check. Are they conveying the same meaning? Are they conveying the same meaning? Second, are they satisfying the second criteria that I just mentioned? Unique entries in each row. Means no repetition is there. If any such column is there present in this table and this table, then we can certainly say that these are our key columns. Is it fine, everyone? Please tell me. What an idea, what will be our key column, which will act as a key to join these tables together. Is it fine? Please tell me. How we will identify our key column in our tables? Please tell me.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, if I consider in table 1, C3 is the column, and table 2, also C3 is the column, means each entity should be unique.
Yes,
means
every
both the table,
and every row of the C3. In
okay,
every row of the C3.
In every row of C3,
yes, so listen. Like for example, here is X, here is Y, okay. Here is Z, here is W, right? Here is okay. let's say anything. It can be A. So means if okay. X is coming once, it should not repeat further.
Okay.
Getting my point? And it should not come. It should not come again. Same rule applicable here. Okay, same rule is applicable here. Same exactly okay, same. Okay. Okay, exactly. It is not mandatory that data will be same. How can you say that data can be same? Data can be different as well as something can be common as well. Okay, some data may be different. It may be possible. It may be possible that same data is appearing like X and Y. 2 entries are common and rest entries are entirely different. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or it may be possible that all the entries are entirely different, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it okay? Understand the requirement. Every entry means whenever you are considering the column, see, suppose this is the column. First check. Don't look this way, convey same meaning. First check how many columns are there in your table. How many columns in your table which have unique entries in each row. So they become candidate to become a key column. First criteria. Suppose C2 and C3 are the same. C2 and C3 have unique entries in each row of the column, of the corresponding column. Okay, so they become the candidate, right? But when we came to this another table, I search out, okay, X1 is the column which has unique entries. Okay, it also become a candidate of keying column. C3 is also the one. C is also the one which is having the unique entries. So both become candidate here, C2 and C3. But what is happening? Suppose C3 is pointing to names. And here C3 also is pointing to the names. Now means first criteria is satisfied. Unique entries done. Now check, are they conveying the same meaning? So I check here, C3 conveys the name. Here also C3 conveys the name. Okay, it is satisfying. It can be an option. But what is happening here? C2 is, for example, C2 is the column. It is indicating salary of someone. And here X1 is indicating age of someone. Can we make them? No. We are not able to find a link. Link is now able to establish only between C3 of this column and C3 of this column. Is it okay now? Convey first.
Yes, sir.
Unique entries in each column. Okay, unique entry in that particular column means unique entry in each row of that particular column. That should be satisfied. Primary reason. Second, when you are finalizing your key columns in both the table, ensure that they both convey same meaning. Is it okay, everyone? Ensure that they both convey same meaning. Fine. Please tell me,
Yes,
is
sir.
it okay? Only one people's voice I'm listening and Ramas. What others? Are you there or not? Just you have turned on.
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, great. Fine. So I'm removing it. Now see, we have two tables here. If you see, come to our data set, we have two tables here, right? One is this, one is this. Can anybody tell me which can be our key column here? We have two columns, right? Registration ID, name, login ID, name. The registration ID is also unique, right? Please mute yourself. Name is also unique. Here also login ID is also unique. And name is also unique. Okay. So can anybody tell me which can become your key column here?
Name, sir.
Okay. Reason?
Sir, in both the table, actually, it actually convey the unique quantities, unique entities, and here in case of first table, it is in each row actually contain means unique entities like Andrew, Bobo.
That is same with the registration ID as well, if you can see, right?
But sir, there's actually means registration ID there, and here it is log ID.
Very
that
good.
is not same.
These name doesn't matter. Name can be same. We can put our registration ID here as well. That is a different issue. Issue is that they are conveying different meaning. Here they are telling who are the person. This is the ID assigned to the person who have registration 1 month ago, right? 1 month ago. This ID is assigned to the people who are coming on the event. So both are not conveying the same meaning. And name is the name, right or wrong? Name is always a name.
Yes.
Praveer will always remain Praveer. Doesn't matter where I go, right? So name is same means these two columns are conveying exactly same meanings. So our key column in this case will become name. I hope it is clear. Because this registration ID and login ID, this column could also become a key column, but why it is not becoming? The reason is clear. They are conveying different meanings, but they are the name only and the name only. Right? Is it fine, everyone? Please tell me, is it okay?
Yes.
What happened with the others today? I think everyone has gone into the hibernation or something. Arbaz, Amal Krishna, Amulya, Arvind, Asma, Bhanu, Harsh, Karan, Prabhakar, Praful, Prashant. You people there or just turned on the mic only? Turned on your
Yes.
Zoom and went away?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. So is it clear? Please tell me. Is it clear till this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. So now what we are going to do, we are going to merge them. Okay. And I tell you what we will do that. So I'm typing pd.merge. Now see. Inside that, I will type my table names. Inside that, I will type my table names or data frame names. Rather, that is proper word. So one is registrations. So I'm typing registrations. And second one is your, I think, logins. It is mentioned here. Okay. Logins. Now see. So I put two table names. Whenever you are using pd.merge, first argument will be one table or one data frame. Second argument will be second data frame, which you are going to merge. Now you will tell them how you want to combine them, how you want to join them. there is a keyword known as how. Okay, there is a keyword known as how. By default, it is automatically set. If you want to see, it is set to inner. We have 4 kind of joins: inner join, left join, right join, inner join, left join, right join, and outer join. Okay, so by default, it takes your inner join. So it will be mentioned somewhere. Can you see how is equal to inner? So by default, it is there if you don't put even, but practice, make a practice so that you never make a mistake. Okay, so what kind of we want join? We want, for example, inner joins. How equals to, I'm typing inner. Okay. Second, now you want to tell them what is your key column. Okay, what is your key column? So you type on equals to your key column name. Your key column name. What is the name of my key column? It is same, right? So put name there. Okay, just understand my first data frame, my second data frame. You are telling them which kind of join you want. There are 4 kind of join: inner, left, right, and outer. By default, it will take inner only. Inner basically means intersection. Now see how it will work. Now see what it will work. So let me show you that. Okay. When you are meaning inner join, okay, so what is the key column? Name here. So first of all, your registration ID, new table that you are going to get, or new data frame that you are going to have, will be having all the columns from both the tables. So registration ID will be 1. Okay, and this is common. This is common, so it will not repeat it. So name will be mentioned, which is your key column. Okay. Second, your login ID. 3 columns will appear in our result when we are doing inner join. Now what will happen? See, it will take first name. It is the key column, and it will search here in the second table. First not match, second match. The moment it matches, it will be mentioned here. Okay, the moment it matches, it will be mentioned here, and its corresponding registration ID will be placed here, and corresponding login ID will be placed here. Okay, similarly, I move ahead. First has been matched, done. I move to the next row. Bobo, I'll take him. Search anywhere available. No, 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 yes, available. Okay, so his name will be used again. Bobo. His corresponding registration ID will be mentioned. His login ID will be mentioned. I move ahead. Take clear. Is it available? No, 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 no. Nothing will be entered. Move ahead. David. Match. No, 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 no. That's it. So only those entries which matched are available. This will be my nothing but inner join. Is it okay? Please tell me. Very, very simple.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Sir.
Very simple, right? Very, very simple. Okay. So I can clear it and check. You can see only Andrew and Bobo has been copied. So we'll see that in our result as well. So let me clear this drawing and let me execute it. Okay. Let me execute this cell and please check. Is it fine, everyone?
Yes. Sir.
Perfect. Okay. So now we are moving to the second kind of join. That is your left join. Even if the column names are same, for example, here is the name, here is the name. Okay. And they are your pandas is smart enough. We can even skip this name thing. Even if we skip this name thing, it will give us the same result because both are having the same name. So it will, you can even skip that. For example, if I use this, and even I can skip this how equal to inner as well. As I told you, you can even skip that and will be able to recognize it. For example, I'm removing on equals to name because both are having same name. Pandas is smart enough to recognize and will give you the same results. Okay. Even if I remove this, how equal to inner, see, because by default it is inner only. It is going to be same result. Is it fine? But make a practice to put how and on so that you never do the mistake. Make a practice of doing that. Is it okay? Fine, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So which join we have just studied? And if you are going into the field of data science, understand 101% they're going to ask you, tell me the type of joins. What do you understand by type of joins? Actually, it's a topic of SQL normally. We study this in SQL, right? So they will 100% ask you type of joins. Please tell me what are the different type of joins and explain them. So one join we have just understood. And which join it is? This is nothing but your inner join. Okay, so I'm removing it and moving ahead. So next join that we are going to study, let me do one thing. Let me make a heading here so that when you revise, you understand it. Inner join. Heading. Okay. So next join we are going to use is left join. Left join. Heading. Okay. Now see what is going to happen with the left join. So again, we have two data frames, registration ID and our logins. Same thing will happen. First of all, we are sure that all the columns will come from both the tables. So registration ID is going to come. Registration ID is going to come. Okay. Your name is common, so name is going to come only once, and your login ID is going to for sure. So what will happen is the name specifies, understand. Left join means in your instruction that we will write at pd.merge. When we are going to write pd.merge, and we will mention our whichever table we mention here. Okay, first we mention here that will be considered as left data frame. That will be known as left data frame, and after comma whatever you put, second one, that will be considered as your right data frame. Okay, so now what is going to, we are going to discuss left join. Okay, means something is specific, that's why we are mentioning left and right. In earlier cases, in which order you enter doesn't matter, but here matters a lot. Here matters a lot because what is going to happen, see, you will take your complete left table, complete every row of your left table, and for example, I mention here registrations, and here I mention logins. So which is my left table? Registration. So every row of this will be taken and copied like this. 1, Andrew. 2, Bobo. 3, Claire. 4, David. Every row of my left table will be copied as it is. Okay, and now it will check. First, does the Andrew appear in logins? Yes, it appears. Its name will be, sorry, its login ID will be placed there. Like this. We'll go to the second one, Bobo. Bobo is here. So see, Bobo is here. Yes, Bobo is appearing in my right table as well. So his ID will be used. Okay. Claire doesn't appear. So NaN will be, that is equivalent to your missing value. NaN will be placed here. Means it is missing. NaN means missing. It is not available inside my second table. This NA is indicating that Claire's login ID is missing inside the. Okay. Similarly, David is not appearing here. So we will say that David is missing inside the log ID. Is it fine, everyone? Okay. From this table, what we came to know, we will immediately tell that out of the 4 people who registered, only two people, Andrew and Bobo, attended your actual conference. Is it fine? Get an idea? You will first of all use every row of your left table, So I took registration ID and name from there, copied them. Now I check. I have to check login ID from this. Okay, login ID has been taken. Now I compare. Is Andrew there? If yes, please take the value of the column, put it there. Bobo is there? Yes, there. Take login ID, place there. Claire is there? No. Put a missing. David, missing. Is it okay, everyone? And your data science, 99%, you are going to work with your left join. It is very important to understand. 99%, you are going to work with the left join. 99, in fact, 100% you can say, but I will give it 1% to the others. 99% you are going to use only and only left join. Is it clear? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So we can immediately run this code, clear all drawing. Okay. Remove this. So now we are going to the left join. What changes I have to make, you know, everyone. Only small change we have to make. Very small change. What change I have to make? Can anybody tell? What change we have to make in this? Which parameter needs to be changed? Just this thing. This how. Right?
How
This
equal to left?
yes. Just how, mention how equals to left. That's it. How equals to left. That's it. And run this. Please check. Is it fine, everyone? Is it okay? Right? So now we are going to right join. Now you will tell me what is going to happen. You will easily tell me. Get an idea what is going to happen in the right join. Exactly follow the same thing. Exactly follow the same thing, but just do with the right table. So what I'm going to do again, I'm going here again with my tables. Okay. And suppose I wrote down like this. I wrote down like this. Suppose same pd.merge. pd.merge. And again, at left hand side, I mention my registrations. Please mute yourself. Okay, registrations, and the right hand side, I mention logins. Okay, and here you know what I have to mention. How is equal to out. Sorry, how is equal to left. No, left we have done already. How equal to right. We're going to mention that. Now see, can anybody tell me which is left table and which is right table? You can easily tell which is left. Which is left? Means see on the screen and tell me which is appearing on the left hand side and which is appearing on the right hand side among these two.
Registration left, login
Yes,
right.
very good. This is left and this is right. Always this will be the case. Always this will be the case. The first one you will wrote, it will appear on the left hand side, and you put on the right hand side will be your, sorry, on the next second table will be your second data frame will be your right hand side table. Now what is going to do? Same thing, do what you did with the left join. Now take your right table and take their complete rows now. Okay, so I'm mentioning login ID, okay, name. What is my login ID? 1, person is Xavier, 2, Andrew, 3rd, Yolanda, and 4th is Bobo. Every row of right table will come here. Every row of the right table will come here. Next, what is the column name in registrations column? Name is there. So name is already there. Next one is registration ID. Now repeat the same process. Check. Does the Xavier appear in your registration table? Check. Does he appear anywhere? No, right? He doesn't appear. So what we will mention? NaN. Now go with the Andrew. Does Andrew appear? Yes, Andrew appears. In registration ID is 1. Go to the Yolanda. Check. Yolanda is there? No. Then NaN. Missing. Go to the Bobo. Bobo is there? Yes, Bobo is there. In registration ID is just put. And this is done. I hope it is very, very easy.
Yes,
Fine,
sir.
everyone, right? It's very easy, right? So what I can do, I can check it. These are all drawings. Close it. And we are going to the right join. We know what a small change we have to make, a very, very small change. And that change will be in the how section. So we'll type here how equals to right. That's it. Okay. You can check it, please. Is it fine? Fine, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now last join. And remember, for the interview, if you are even planning to go into the data science or machine learning field, remember the joins. Very compulsory interview question. Compulsory interview question. They will ask you type of the join, and they will ask you this way: in which type of join the order of table is important? Okay? In which type of join order of table is important? So you must have get an idea. In inner join, do the order was important? Please tell me. In inner join, does the order of data frames was important?
No, sir.
Right? But in left and right, it is important. Okay. So it depends on you which tables data you want to see in what manner. Same way you have to put it. So put it smartly. Put it smartly which table data you want. Okay. So next one is our last one, which is our outer join. Okay. So I'm going here, heading, okay, and I'm going to run this. Okay. Now see what is going to happen. Outer join. So what will we do? Understand what I'm saying. Match up on all information found in either left or right table. I'm repeating once again. Match up on all information found in either left or right and show everything that's in the login table as well as registration table and fill any missing values normally with the null. Okay. So what is going to happen? See, I'm going to make a small change and you will understand automatically what it is going to. It is going to take everything, just that names will not be repeated. Otherwise, means for example, if you see here, we go to our table. Okay. So in this table, Andrew, Bobo, Claire, David. If we are going to do outer join, 100% these four names are going to come. Beside that, all those names which are not repeating here will also come there. Okay. So Xavier is not repeating. So Xavier will come here. Okay. Xavier will be coming in that result. Means 5 names will be there. Now, Andrew is repeating. So Andrew is already there. We don't need not to put Andrew again. Yolanda is not there. So Alanda will also come. So now, and Bobo is already there. So in total, how many rows will be there? 6. Andrew, Bobo, Claire, David, and Xavier and Yolanda. Okay? Everyone will come. Everyone will come. Just that names won't be repeated. So if I'm going to do that, a simple thing I have to do, I have to mention that how is equal to outer. A small thing. And please check. Okay. Andrew was present in both the tables. So his registration ID is there, login ID is there. Bobo was present in both the tables. His login ID, his registration ID, both are there. Claire was present in the registration table, so only his registration ID is there, but she was not in, or she was not in the logins table, so missing value. David, same case, in registration ID, but not in login ID. Xavier, present in logins table, not in registration table. Yolanda, present in login table, but not in this table. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Satyam is
Yes.
asking, while using join, can we set up priority of data? I don't know. What do you mean by priority? Means which data you want, which data you don't want. Am I right, Satyam? This is what you want to ask? If I'm correct? Satyam, then accordingly you can decide. For example, you want the data of 100%, you want the data of this table, left registration table. Okay. Then if you're using left join, put it on the left hand side. It is guaranteed that you will get all the entries corresponding to left data frame for sure. Right? And if you are using right join, then ensure that if you want all the entries of the registration table, then this data frame should appear on the right side. So of course we can set up the priority, which we want to see, which we don't want to see. Depending upon, accordingly place your data on the left hand side, on the right hand side. Is it fine? Okay. So moving ahead now. Now see. Let me see my registrations table once again. Let me type here registrations. Sorry, registrations, I think the name is. Oh, what happened? Okay, registrations. Okay, and second table is logins. So something, what will happen is, you won't find column here, the matching column, but that column will be available inside the index. Certain cases it will happen that you are searching for a key column in the columns, but that column is not available here. That column is available somewhere as example as an index. And how to deal with that scenario? Okay, how to deal with that scenario? So what I'm going to do, for example, I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to set registrations dot set index. And this is what I'm doing. Registrations dot set index. What I'm planning to do, I'm trying to use my name column. Okay, my name column, trying to make is as an index of this data frame. I'm trying to make is index of the data frame. You can make any column. How you can do? Just type registrations dot set index and put the column name which you want to make as an index. Which you want to make as an index. So what I want to make as an index? So I can type name him, and once I run this, you can check it. My name has become index now. It's no longer available as a column. If I check my registrations now, it is not gone, because remember, it happens in place equal to false. So one simple way, either place in place equal to false, or you can directly type here registrations, the same name. It's registrations. Okay. Now it will be available everywhere. Okay, you can check it out. Right. So now we have two tables, one registrations, where now your key column has become an index now. It's no longer available as a column. Okay. And second is your logins, where your key column is your column. Now, how to deal with that scenario? It will happen quite often. It will happen quite often. So how we will deal with that scenario? Very, very simple. See what we will type. Suppose I am doing inner join only, because we have understood every kind of join now. So I'm typing pd.merge again. My table's name. So suppose my table name again is first of all registrations. Second is suppose left. Sorry, second is logins. I guess second is logins. Now see, now something comes very important. Now you know that my key column has become my index, right? My key column has become my index now. It's no longer available as a column. If it would have available as a column, then I could have just put this one, this argument that we put here, on equals to name. But that is not the case now. That is not the case. You cannot put it this way. So we have to specify few terms like left. See properly what I am typing. Left underscore index equal to true. Okay, first, because whose index I want to use as a key column, registrations tables index, right? Registrations tables index, this one, I need to use as a key column. That's why, and it is on the left hand side. That's why I'm mentioning left index equal to true. First thing. Second, I have to tell specifically now in this case, in the right table, which key column you want, which is your key column. Okay, which is your key column. So you will mention right underscore on, right underscore on equals to, now put your column name. In right is the login's name, put your column name, that is name. Understand this thing very properly. Why we have used that? Because in our registrations table, our key column has become an index. So we want to use it as a key. We want to use it as a key. How we can use it? Just mention left index equal to true. If suppose this table, this particular table was here and registration was here, then in that case, we would have mentioned right underscore. Okay, we would have pasted here, right? And now again, this time we have to paste right on. This is fine. Okay, we are using this, but which column you want to match on the right table? So you said right on equals to name. Now see, exactly same data that we got with the inner one. If you can check it. Yes. Is it fine, everyone? How to deal with that? It is a practical scenarios. I'm covering almost all the cases. That's very important to understand, because in real time, you may get any kind of data. You should be ready for the same. You should be ready for the same. Fine. Now, suppose if I change the position of them, okay, suppose I change the position of them, you can understand now. Now you will tell me. Now you will tell me. I change their positions. Here I mentioned logins, comma, and deleted this one. Can you tell me what will be the changes, please? If you can tell me your concepts are clear 100%, please tell me. Tell me what changes will be there. Here means some parameter needs to be changed or not. Please tell me. I'm waiting. Please, got your question? What changes we have to do? Nobody.
Interchange left and right.
Pardon? Means
Interchange
no, you
right
are right.
index.
Yes, because see, index is where, whose tables index you want to consider as a key column? Logins or registrations? Registrations, right? And registration is on
But here it will consider the key column of logins, sir, because here left index is logins.
No, wait. Again, now what you have to do? Here is the logins. Here is the registration. Fine. If you want to find a key column, fine. Logins key column we already know. What is that? That is the name, and it is appearing on the left hand side. So first of all, for the mention, left on equals to name. Perfectly fine. But we know that registration tables index we want to use as a key column. Registration tables index you want to use a key column, and it is appearing on the right hand side. So here you will make it right. This is the small change you have to do. That's it. Nothing else. I hope it is okay now. Somebody was telling just replace right by left. Perfectly fine. This is the thing you have to do. Okay, so we can run this. See, we are getting the same results. So you have to understand these concepts, and maximum people get rejected due to these joins only. They are not able to, and you are actually, this is the real time scenario that you are going to get. This is the real time scenario you are going to get. Is it fine? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, let's move ahead and let me do one thing. Again, let me bring back this name here. Bring back the name here and let me reset the index. So let me do registrations equals to registrations dot reset underscore index. Okay, that's it. This is the same thing we have to do. Just registrations dot reset underscore index, and run this and check my registrations table again. It is back again. The shape we wanted. Okay, it's back again. Okay. Now, what may be the case that we were discussing every time? Both were having the same names. Both were having the same names, registration as well as login. So finding my key column was very, very easy. Very easy. But sometimes it will not be the case. Sometimes it will be the case that you have the same name of the key columns. Okay. Suppose I'm changing the name of the columns. So I'm typing simple one thing. How can I change the name? Registration dot columns. Normally, you know what it gives me? It gives me the name of columns, and we can see that it's nothing but list. Okay, so we can change them. This is the thing. It is the list. You can directly change them. How? I will type registration dot columns equal to the name that you want to give. The name you want to give. Suppose I give the name. My choice. I give reg. First is name appearing. So I'm especially mentioning reg underscore name. Okay, and here I'm mentioning, suppose the name to be reg underscore ID. Okay, they have to mention the same name. Huh? Doesn't matter. Reg underscore ID. Let me run this. Let me check my registrations table again. Registrations table again. Okay, fine. Name has been changed. And if we go to the logins table, it has different names. Okay, sorry. So draw NBC convert. Let me change it to the code and let me run this. Okay. Perfectly fine. It is a key, still a key column, although name is different. Earlier it was very easy just to mention on equals to this. It will do for you. Now this is not the case. The name has been different. Here the name is registration underscore name, although both the columns satisfy the property to be a key column. Now how will we do that? Very simple thing. The way you did earlier. Remember, you use one specific word, left on. Now this time use one more word, right on, and your problem will be solved. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna copy it, or anything you can copy, left or right, doesn't matter. So I'm copying it. Okay. And instead of that, just mention left on. Okay. Means which column of the registration table you want to use as a key column. This time I want, which column I want? The name is reg underscore name. Just put reg underscore name. And which column of the logins table, that is right table, you want to use as a key column, that is right on equals to name. This is the small change you have to do. So let it be the different name, barely matters. Just use the argument left on and right on and your problem is solved. Immediately your problem is solved. So let me run this. Let me check. Okay, so you got one thing. Now you will say, sir, I'm getting names 2 times. Perfectly fine, let it be. You have the power to drop them, right or wrong. You have the power to drop them. You can easily drop them. Can you drop them or not? Please tell me. I can drop them easily because I don't think so. This is useful for me. Name is fine. So immediately I will type here dot drop. We have studied that already. Which column we want to drop? You know, we want to drop reg underscore name because both are conveying same information. And when we want to drop our columns, then we type x is equal to 1, right? This is ample. If you want to make things in place, type in place equal to true. Check it. And I repeat again, until you practice, that data science is not easy. Data science is not easy. If you practice, it's very easy. If you don't practice, because it is abundance amount of things are there. Abundance of, you must be thinking there are things are not ending. We are going to learn new things every day. New things every day. It is not that easy. That's why data scientists are highly paid professionals. Even I saw a bit of various people. I attended a data science training where in my batch there were 70 people. And when we reached at the final stage, only 23 were there. The rest of them left in between only. They were not able to work that much hard. Okay, so have some patience, trust in yourself, keep practice, and you are going to be winner for sure. Tell me, is it tough? Just tell me one thing. Are you finding it tough? First word, biggest word.
No,
Anything?
sir.
No, this is the thing. It is not tough. Just you require practice and trying to explain in the simplest manner, the simplest and easiest way. And that's why I take time. I try to include every possible case because you may encounter any scenario. So you should be ready for everything. Okay, this is the thing I have to do. This is the thing I have to do. And still, even if I cover anything, even if I cover everything, sometime it will happen that you may find something new. You never know. So once you have a practice of hard work, you will be at least able to search relevant things on the internet. Okay, so this merging thing is over. Now coming, although not necessary, but I'm teaching you because in certain scenario you may find a date time data, because time series forecasting is entirely different field like reinforcement learning. But in certain scenarios, at least if you're not studying time series, because some people study that, for example, I want to predict stock price and everything. For that purpose, you want to study time series forecasting, and in certain scenarios, you will get a time series data. Okay, means in which date will be mentioned, in which your date will be mentioned. So how to deal with that? Let me give you a brief, at least summary of that so that you can use it, because we are not covering time series in the entire course because it will itself take a 1 month just to complete time series. Minimum 1 month. This is minimum 1 month I'm saying. ARIMA and different models are there, which we have to understand. So it's entirely different things together. So let me at least give you a glimpse. How can you use that? If you plan to study time series, because it depends. If you are going to computer vision, then you will study that corresponding thing. If you are going to NLP, natural language processing side, you will be working on that only. So that depends. Okay. So suppose what I'm going to study, we are going to study date time features. And what is this? So that by today our pandas will be finished, and tomorrow is off. Monday will be having our visualization. So Monday probably will be finishing our visualization maximum by Tuesday. And then we will start our machine learning. Means machine learning along with the task we will do. Okay. Along with the task we will do. I will give you a project itself today to work on. Okay. This is date time. Now understand what is date time. Let me take a data set with me, which is a date time feature. So df equals to pd.read underscore CSV. Okay. And the data set name is retail sales, if I'm correct. Retail, yeah, it is the one. Okay. This is the one. So let me run this. Let me show you the first 5 rows of this. df what happened. And you can see immediately date appears here. Immediately date appears here. And if you want to know further information of this, so I can do one thing, df.shape. So I came to know there is 340 rows and 2 columns. One is date, one is something, for example, this is a data set of beer wine, how much sales was happened on this day, how much the sales was happening in the US dollars. Okay, this is that data set. So somebody may ask you, this is a data set from 1992 to I guess 2020. They may ask you, tell me in which year the maximum sale happened. Which year? But this is a date which is given. How will you deal with that? You should be able to grasp the years from that, months from that. You should be able to grasp, but this is a date. But in fact, in this data set, if you check it, it's not a date. In fact, we have to convert it into the date. Let me tell you df.info. Check it. It will show object. See, it is treating it as a string. It is treating this as a string. As simple as that. For example, if I type df and name is date, I guess. Yeah. Okay. And if I put 0th element, see, it is coming inside quotes, right? It's a string. So our first duty is what? To convert it into the date. Convert it into the date time format. This is the first requirement that we have to do. Is it okay, everyone? What we need to do? First of all, we need to convert it into the date format. So how can I do that? How can I do that? There are 2 ways. I'll explain you both the things. Okay. First way, my column is what? df date column. Okay. df date column. Okay. And this I want to convert into the date time format. So how can I do? I will simply type ed, that is alias for the pandas, dot to underscore. Once I press it, I'll get a to date time option. Click it. Just click it and pass your column name. Is my column name same? df and date. This is the thing I am doing so that my new values of the df date becomes all to be your date time. So let me run this, execute it. Let me again do one thing, df date, okay, and check its first value. First of all, okay, immediately showing it's a timestamp. Remember earlier it was showing as a simple what? String. Now it has become a timestamp. Can you check it? Please check and tell me. Please, everyone. And you can check it as well. Your by the df info. Earlier it was showing an object. Now it will show a timestamp. See, it has become a date time. Date column has become a date time. And earlier it was date column was your object, that is string. Okay, this is very important. Second way of converting means one way is to use pd.datetime. You can convert it into that. Second way of doing that, when you are reading your file, okay, when you are reading your file and you already know, okay, this is my date column and it is reading as a string. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to convert into the date itself. So what you can do, okay, Second way of doing that, while you are reading this, put a comma here, put a comma here, and type something. What do you have to type? You have to type parse underscore dates. Parse underscore dates equal to, put a list icon and see what you have to put inside. Go back to your data frame. This was my data frame. And check its columns index. Check its column index where it is appearing. So we always start Python is a 0 index. So date is appearing at the 0th index. Date is appearing at the 0th index. So just put index of that in the parse dates. So let me take a df1 so that you don't get df1. Just remember, we have to use a keyword parse dates equal to bracket and whatever column index is in your data frame. And I saw that in my data frame, date is at the 0th column index. First column index is this MRT something, something, something. This is my 0th index. So I just pass this equal to 0. I run this. And if I want to check df1.info, it will give me the same information. See, again, in one line, I'm able to do that. So while reading your file itself, you can do it. Is it fine, everyone? Two ways to convert, to properly use your other columns as a date time columns. If it's showing as a string, and you know that it should be date time, and it is giving me falsely as a string. And trust me, when I was working on a project, this thing was not taught to me. How to deal with the date time features. Okay. And because of this, I wasted my 2 days. Because at the beginning, it was when I completed my training, they gave me around 10 projects to complete. And trust me, out of those 10 projects, even a single project was not explained to us. I have to do it on more for myself. But I trust me, that was the best part for me. When I explored things myself, the biggest learning of myself. I learned from Stack Overflow, everywhere, thousands of things I studied, how to use this, how to do this. And when somebody learns by themselves, it stays with them for life. Is it okay? Fine, everyone, please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what you can do with this date time? Now the thing is that what we can do with this date time, several things are there. For example, let me check my df1. Okay, df1.head. Perfect, date and time. Now, suppose I ask you, please tell me the sales of, or easiest way, please show me just rows corresponding to 1992. Okay? Only 1992, nothing else. Rows corresponding to 1992. Here the column is something like this, 1192, 1293. How will I extract 92? So once you have converted into the date time, now you can do in fraction of seconds. How? Suppose I need to extract a new column now, which should have the year from this date column. We should have year from this date column. So what I'm going to type, see, df, and suppose my column name I need to create is year column. So I type year. And from where I want to fetch that from the date column. So I'll again use my date column. Okay. After that, there is a method known dt. There's a method known as dt, and it gives you immense power. It gives you immense power. I have to just type year. It will give you also power to extract month from the same column. Okay. So what it will do, it will take from every row of this date column, what is year value, and put inside this year column. Okay. So if I run this and check my df1, oh, I did my mistake. I'm working on the df1. So let me use df1 here. Same here. I'm working on the df1. So let me use df1 here. Yeah. And let me check my df1 now. df1.head. I'm trying to show you 5 rows, for example. See, I got a new column and it is extracted wonderfully years from that. Now tell me, can you do the analysis on the basis of year only? It has multiple rows for sure. It has multiple rows. If you want to see, remember I told you command value underscore counts. How many years are there? We can just right now we can see only 1992. So let me type df year dot value underscore counts. See, it is showing simple data. It has 1992, 2007, 19, 18, 17, 16, something, 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 2003, 1993, and how many entries of each row are happening. Okay, so if out of this complete data set, if I ask you, please give me the sales of only 1992, can you do that or not? Please tell me. Suppose this parameter is sales. Can you tell me? Just show me the sales or data of 1992. Now you people will be able to do that or not? We saw filtering action. We have studied filtering properly. How to do the filtering? Can you do that for me or not? Please tell me. I want to see just the rows corresponding to 1992. Please. I'm waiting. Or I want to see the complete sales. This is a sales column of year 1992. Or I want to see year-wise sales. Year-wise total, how much sales were there? See, 1992 is appearing 12 times. So it will have multiple rows, right? Like this. Where we show that? Where we saw that? Yeah, here. So it has this one sales, it has this one sales, it has this one sales, it has this one sales. I want to sum up all of them and see the summary of that. Okay, very, very easy. Why you people are not studying? Okay, let me put df1 here. Right? Why you people are not studying? df1 dot group by. Remember? By which column you want to study? By which column you want to group by? Year column. It will give me an object. Okay, we want to find out sum. That's what our requirement is. And see, I got immediately 1992, this much was the sales. 1993, this much was the sales. 1994, this much was the sales. 1995, this much was the sales. 1996, this much was the sales. So I'm able to get summary of entire one. How easy it is. Even if you want month, you can get month from here. Same column. I want to create one more month. I want to one more month. Okay. So I'm typing df1 month column now. And I have to type here simply, this is month. Instead of year, I have to just type month here. You can extract month from them. You can check your df1 now. df1.head. You will have months as well. See? But how beautifully it is extracted this one. Even extracted weeks as well. It can extract week of the year as well. And this is the kind of analysis you are going to get in industry. They will give you a simple date table, your data. Now they will have, please give me monthly analysis. Please give me your yearly analysis. Immediately give me. And if you don't practice, you won't be able to do that for sure. Is it fine, everyone? Please tell me. You were not able to filter that. I asked you simple. Please tell me how much the year 1992 sales. You were not able to tell me. This is not a good thing. You should be able to tell me. Within fraction of seconds, we got that or not? Within fraction of seconds. See how easy it is. Have we studied this thing or not? Tell me. Have we studied this thing or not? Group by.
Yes, sir.
Then you should be able to tell me.
Sir, actually, we have to do much more practice. Then
Yes. That's I'm repeating every day, right? Every day I'm repeating.
Yes, sir.
Every day I'm repeating practice. Otherwise, whatever you have studied now, it will go waste. After 15 days, you will forget everything. But it was covered actually. Practice. That's why I'm giving you sheets. Please do practice. I have a project ready for you. And in that project, intentionally, some things are there which are not covered in the class. I want to see how many of you can get to the same thing, means to how the industry people work. How do they work? When they didn't get a solution every time, they will get a new solution sometimes. How will you approach those problems? How will you search them? That's what my objective was. Remember, I told in the beginning, at the end of this training, you will proudly say, I know everything, at least whatever we have covered. And that's what my objective is. Okay, so please do practice. There is one more thing left in this. Let me cover that. Time series, I think you people can do now. This much I wanted to tell you, that you can get your date table. And from that date table, you can convert from a string to your date. Two methods I've told you, PD to date time, and second one using past states. Then once it is converted to the date time, you can extract your year from them. You can extract your month from them. Even you can extract your weeks from them. Abundance amount of things are there, which you can use. Abundance amount of things are there. But for now, it's ample for you if you can understand this thing. Time series is an entirely different topic, but I want you people to be ready for the same. Okay, this is the thing. I may give you a project on this kind of where you have a date sheet. I may ask you, for example, it may be a doctor's fees prediction. I think it has I worked on a project which has a doctor fees prediction. So it was having a date time format. If I remember, I worked that on the 4 years ago. So you should be ready for the same. Okay. Now understand one more thing. Suppose I make a string here. I make up a string here. Any string, suppose Ravi Saxena. And if I press S dot, you see abundance amount of methods are appearing here for the string that we have studied. Most of them we have studied here. And same functionality is available even in case of pandas. Same functionality is available even in case of pandas. For example, let me create a series for you. Okay, so suppose I'm creating my own series, df or ds. I'm putting the name for the series, pd dot series. Okay, and inside this I'm passing a list having the element, suppose Pravir. Okay, second element, suppose everything is a string, or you can put even number, doesn't matter, whatever you want to put. Pravir, then Rohan, then Lakshi. Okay, then your anything you want to put, Rahul, for example. Okay. Let me check this. Is immediately search pd.series and pass your elements using a list. Immediately you will be able to create it. Let's use it. Okay. This is available. Let me check its type. Check that it will be series for sure. Okay, fine. Now see, if I go here and press dot, you can see that how many entries are there. Lots of things are there which will apply your series. But if you want to apply some function specific to string, there are lots of things which are appearing here as which you can do on the series. Lots of things are there. Append, all, align, auto. You will, I don't think so you will be requiring them, but you can use them. But see now what is happening. If I type str and then type dot, now see what I want to show you. I type a method str, ds dot, str dot, and you can see almost same methods. Let me come here and show you. See, I'm just use a string, Pravir Saxena. It's not a part of your data frame or data series. I'm just pressing dot. Yep. See, capitalize, case fold, center, count, encode, ends with, expand tables, find, format, index, is the alpha, is digit, is number, right? Swap case, upper fill, Z fill. Okay, available with a simple string. And once I've taken a column. Column is a data your series as well. If you take any particular data frame and take its column, it's a series as well. Suppose that is having a string component. So I just type ds. It means I take that column. Then str method dot. Once I press tab, so see I'm getting same thing which I was getting there. Okay, so what was my purpose to tell you? You in your data frame or in your table, you may get a column which is completely string. Okay, and suppose let me give you an example. You have an email ID. You have an email ID, a column which is having email ID of everyone. Okay, email ID of everyone. and your boss wants to know, please tell me just the domain names or the mail service providers. How many different mail service providers are there? How many mail service providers are there? Okay, getting my idea what I'm saying? You have a complete table. In that table, there is a column which is having email ID of all the service, anyone, all the people. And your boss is saying, I want to know which mail service providers the people are using most, or whose mail service providers people are using less. How can you do that? How can you do that? If you know the method of string, you can do in fraction of seconds. How? See, suppose I mention my email ID here, Praveer Saxena @ example gmail.com. Okay, so I will type s dot, let me run this. And you can see how quickly I can come here, split, and just pass how I want to separate, which should be the separator, @. Just pass @ here. See, it has been separated. Praveer Saxena is different, Gmail is different. Now I can do whatever I want. I'm able to separate them. Okay, so if you know the string method, that's what I want to tell you. Even if they are coming in a column of yours, and your column is a string and you want to separate them, you can use same string methods. But just do one thing, take your data frame name. For example, this is data series, take your data frame, then take your column, which you want to operate a string operation. Suppose column name is XYZ. Then after that, type dot, type str, then dot, and then select whatever method you want. Whatever method among them. For split is also available there. You can use split any column you want. I want you to explore that. Is it fine, everyone? Okay, so there is abundance amount of things which are available. Abundance amount of things available. Now I can say we have covered 15% of the machine learning part. 15 to 20%. Things are going to be little bit or more advanced. But this pandas is going to stay with you for life. Practice everything I've told you. I don't think so much more than that will be required, but it will be if you practice these commands properly, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, okay, then it is going to be strong for you. Is it fine, everyone? Please tell me. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So pandas basic theory has been done. Now let me cover one more thing. Okay. Suppose this is the sales which is available in my DF file. Let me come to the DF file. STR or something. Let me take a DS as well so that you can understand later on. DS dot str. Yeah. STR dot. Then you can understand different methods are there. Let me go downside. Okay. We can use one thing. Suppose I want to do upper. Okay. Simple. See, my name was small, Rohan was small, Plakshi was small, Rahul was small. Everything has been converted into the capital letters. How easy you can use your string method inside this. Just remember, you have to use str method. Okay. One more thing. Have you heard the word about histogram? Let me tell you a simple example. Your pandas is used for analysis. Okay, we saw that how easy we can group by, how we can merge tables, how we can combine tables, we can do aggregations, we can filter the things. But it is also used for plotting as well. For example, let me give you a brief example. I'm taking my data frame, using the column, this column. Suppose this one, which is having the sales. Okay. And I want to see histogram. Histogram means how distribution is happening there. Okay. So what I will type, df dot plot dot hist. Hist is for the histogram. And run this. Simple. My column name. Even I can put my data frame as well. Don't worry. Data dot plot dot histogram. Histogram is a kind of plot. Okay. Let me run this. And it is giving me the distribution, and see why what it is mentioning, frequency. It is mentioning frequency. And here are the values. Here are the values. So what is a histogram? Let me show you a small thing. Suppose I'm having few values like 1, okay, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 4, then 5, 5, 5, then 6, then 7, 7, 7. This is the data set. Row number 1 means it's like this: 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, or it may be appear randomly as well. Means like 1, 2, then 1. Means I mean to say that how many times 1 is appearing. That was the main purpose of writing in the sequence. Okay? It is something like that. So somebody tell me, please draw its histogram. So how will I plot it? See, I will make y-axis and x-axis. Okay. On the x-axis, I will mention the numbers. What is the number? Number is 1. This is 0. This is 1. Okay. This is second. So 2 is here. 3 is here. 4 is here. 5 is here. 6 is here. 7 is here. Now see what I'm going to do. I will come here and type in entire data set, how many times 1 is appearing? Can you tell me? In entire data set, how many times 1 is appearing? In entire this,
Two
how many
times.
times? 2 times,
Two
right?
times.
So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. I'm making a scale simple: 3, 4, and 5. So what you will do, you will take your 1 and show its frequency of occurrence. How many times it is occurring? Twice. You will make it like this. Now you will go to the 2. How many times 1 is finished? Done. How many times 2 is occurring in the entire data set? Only once. So we'll mark it as 1. This is 1, right? We'll mark it as 1. Now, how many times 3 is occurring? Again once. So only once. Okay. How many times 4 is occurring? Twice. So how many times 5 is occurring? Thrice. That means okay. How many times 6 is occurring? Only once. And how many times 7 is occurring? Again 3 times. So here what we are plotting? We are plotting frequency of occurrence. And here we are taking values. This is nothing but your histogram. Getting the point? But what happens when you have lot of values? When lot of values, then what your plotting tools gives, they create bins. They create bins. For example, they say that I will create, for example, your data set is having 1000 points. Okay, 1000 points. So if I'm going to plot 1000 points one after another, they will almost mix with each other. Almost mix with each other. So what did I do? Okay, I'll do one thing. I will group numbers 0 to 50 in one category. Numbers 51 to, or after that 100 in second category. Second bin, this is bin 1, this is bin 2, this is bin 101 to 150 third bin, 101 to 150, let's say fourth bin. Example, 101 to 50, 151 to 200 fourth bin. So what they will do, they will check, okay, how many numbers are coming between 0 and 50? Let's see, let me share that. And how many times they are repeating. Suppose 10 numbers are coming. And how many times they are repeating? You will just plot them. For example, in this graph, you can see the things are mixed together. You are not able to see anything, right? They're almost mixed, but at least we can get an idea. Most of the values are considered around 2000. We found a distribution, and 6000 is very less. So most of the sales were concentrated around 2000. So how can I change? Even bins I can change. Inside it, if I type, see, bins equal to 1000. Let me see what is going to happen. It's running, it's taking time. See, now are you able to see individual values or not? See, you have created lots of bins, lots of bins, lots of bins. That's why it is able to distinguish everything. if I make bins equal to very small, even suppose I make a bins equal to 1, let's see what is going to happen. See, getting my point? It has taken all the numbers in one range only. You are saying, oh, take only one range, take only one range. So all the numbers are appearing in one range only, right? That's why I mean that if I make bins equal to 2, it will create 2 sections of numbers, right? See? So I get that, even I get that. Most of the values are between 2000 to 4000 and 4000 to 6000, very less values. Make it bigger, 3. I will get more clear details now. Okay. Most of the values are considered around 2000 to 3000. Less, 3000 to 4000, 5000, bit lesser. 5000, 6000, even very less. Bit more. Let's make it 4 now. Okay, more clear, more clear. 2000 to 2500 octopus maximum values are. Then 2000 to 6000. Then we make bins equal to 5. We are getting more detailed information now. Okay, further, we're moving ahead. Are you getting my idea what is happening here? Please tell me. Are you able to understand what is happening?
Yes, sir.
Right? So whenever you get an idea, everyone please, are you getting an idea what is happening in the histogram?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what is bins? Understand what is bins? Are you getting an idea? What is bins? You understood what is bins? Bins is nothing but buckets, sort of buckets. Put your number. Suppose I said bin is 1. You are saying put every number in one bucket. Put every number in one bucket. Okay, so that's why you're seeing only flat portion, only flat portion. And it was showing their frequency of occurrence. Approximately 340 data I'm getting. Okay, so if I go here and type df.shape, see how many rows are there? How many rows are there? 340, right? And see, it has taken everything inside one thing only. That's why you are getting 340. It's saying that I need to put all the numbers within one range. So all numbers are repeating, I'm getting 340. Once I make it 2, it will divide them into 2 parts. It will internally segregate. Okay, these 340 numbers I will divide in 2 parts. And accordingly, I will set how many numbers are coming in first range and how many numbers are coming in second range. Got it? Similarly, when I say 3, so it will create 3 ranges. As I told you, simple. Suppose I said 1 range. Okay, I said only 1 range. 1 range means all the numbers in 1 range. Malu 0 to 100. All the numbers in 1 range. So all the numbers coming in 100 will be simple flat. Whatever it is. If suppose there are 70 numbers, it will simply show 70. Now suppose you divide it into the 2 parts. I said bins equal to 2. Means divide into 2 categories. Now suppose this is 50. And 0 to 50, suppose numbers landing are 45. And here 25. Then how it will show? It will create, now you can get an idea. This is 0, this is 50, this is 100. Then how many numbers are between 0 to 50? 45. So it will show 45 here. Okay. And once we reach 50, how many numbers are there? 25. So it will come down and show you 25. Getting idea or not? Please tell me. Now he said, create bins equal to 3. Instead of 2, create 3 bins now. Okay. So suppose he decided something like this. I'll create 3 bins, 0 to 30, 30 to 60, 60 to 100. And suppose this time 25 numbers are appearing between 0 to 30. 25 numbers are appearing between, or 20 numbers are appearing between 30 and 60. And rest 55 numbers are appearing between 60 and 100. So how will you plot? Can you plot it? Tell me. Can you plot it? Just tell me yes or no. At least say yes or no. No issue with that. If you will say no, yes, I don't mind. I don't mind, right? So I'm saying 0 to 30, 25. Make an axis. Wherever 25 is, show that. Okay? 0 to 30. Then it's saying 30 to 60, 20. 20, it will come down. It will come down at a 20. It will remain at 20 for this bin. Then again, it is saying 55. Now tell me what will happen. 55 entries are there. What will
Go
happen?
upward.
Yes, I'll go upwards. 55. Now everyone should get an idea what is bills and what the histogram does. I hope it is okay, everyone. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I hope it is not complex, right? It is not
Yes.
complex, okay? But data science is a bit demanding. Honestly speaking, it is demanding. You have to study a lot. And if you study, they pay heavily. Yaar. Who pays you money without anything? Right? If you need a good amount of salary, after 5 years, you need 25 lakh, 30 lakhs package. Then of course, you should have something in you. Everything you need to know, statistics you need to know, mathematics you need to know, programming you need to know. Okay, your in machine learning concepts you need to know, visualization concepts you need to know. That's why they are highly paid. That is the only reason. Okay, so I think I'm ending for the day. Okay, so we are seeing that your pandas can also be used for visualization as well. We just saw. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow Monday visualization, right? And I'll share you assignment or project. Please do that. Please do that. That is mandatory for submission. Tell everyone. It's mandatory to submit that. Otherwise, your all pandas will be wasted.